Hey there, guys. All right, today we are back after many, many years. Memoirs of World War II, a series that I was really into a few years ago, but unfortunately, it was just not. This was no one was watching it. No one was really interacting with my reactions on these videos. But I thought I would bring it back and see if times have changed and if the audience that I have built up now is interested in watching me watch this. This is impossible to forget. D-Day 78 years later. Now, before we dive in, make sure you go and check out the links in the description box below. I would love if you join the Discord, follow me over at Twitch, and please do go check out the two gaming channels here on YouTube. One is for edited content, and then the other is for the stream VODs. Now, um I don't know if I'll have this uploaded on Veterans Day. If I can, I certainly will. If not, then ignore what I'm saying right now. Let's dive in.
When we landed at Omaha Beach, well, it was all chaos. I mean, it was just, but we were constant under fire, constantly. And you try to forget all that. It's something you can't forget.
You know, for his age, he looks pretty good.
My full name is Onofrio Zakari. They call me No-No.
I'm trying to figure out. His skin color gives me like kind of Italian vibes, but I don't know if that Onofrio is also kind of feels like Italian. I'm gonna say he's an Italian American.
My father was a shoemaker. In fact, I still got one of his machines out in the garage yet. And I grew up in an Italian family. I lived in the town Geneva, New York. I remember Pearl Harbor. It was snowing. It was no winter time, of course. When it happened, I felt like I should go. I mean, go into service, but I had to stay and help support the family. And so I just stayed out as long as I could. I didn't volunteer for anything. And then I was inducted. Of course, I had to go.
Oh, so he got drafted. Okay.
Left New York, went to California, and took all my desert training in Gulf, California. We thought we were going to go to Africa. General Patton was out there taking his maneuvers at the time. All his tanks were there, and when we saw that, we thought we were going to go to Africa. You know, the desert. We had desert training. So we were there maybe about 6 months, and they shipped us back to Virginia. We hopped on the ship. Took us about 14 days, and we landed in Scotland, rather. I said, geez, this isn't Africa, this is Europe, you know? We thought we were going to the desert. Now they're training us for an amphibian. Of course, they're preparing us for the invasion is what they were doing. That went on for about 6 months, but I don't think we had enough training, though.
Damn, so he was boot camp, from desert training, straight to Europe, straight to D-Day. 2 months, then D-Day. Damn. Never seen oh man. Never seeing combat. But then your first fight is a D-Day landing. Oh. That's ooh. Ooh, that's I can't, there's nothing to say except for that's really fucking rough. Oh my god. It just like clicked for me after he was explaining his training. And then I'm like, wait a minute. That means his first time seeing combat is D-Day. I wonder, I'm sure he'll tell us what part like what wave of the invasion, um, what wave of the landings in. I'm going to assume he was not part of the first wave, at any of the beaches. But man, would that be wild.
In June of 1944, after 4 long years of German dominance throughout Europe, the Allies were prepared to invade the French coast and bring Hitler's forces to ruin. D-Day was the open door by which American, British, and Canadian forces would bring liberation to the European people. But first, they must face the beaches of Normandy, heavily fortified with German might.
We knew we were going into. We just didn't know when. A lot of times we'd go out, stay out on board ship for 2 or 3 days. Is this going to be it or is it not? We didn't know when the real thing was going to happen. And then they told us this is the real thing. No, there's no playing around. We landed in the 5th wave, and
Boom. Okay, 5th wave, not all right. I'm trying to remember back. It's been so long since I. Okay, I don't quite know how far into the battle that would be.
everybody was nervous, of course. I was in a state of grace. I don't know if you're Catholics or not, but I was Catholic, and I was in a state of grace. I wasn't afraid of dying. I was scared, but I wasn't afraid of dying. If I die, I die, that's all. We only had 5 ducks in the outfit, just 5, and that was the company. But they got knocked out immediately. They didn't even make one landing. So we were without any equipment or anything. We were soldiers, that's all. When we landed in water up to our necks, lost all our equipment. When we landed with just our rifles, that's it. We don't know who we were. We lost our outfit. We're all scattered. And all we kept hearing was, we got to go inland, got to go inland. So we had to go.
Did they say which beach he landed at? I don't think they have.
When we landed at Omaha Beach.
Oh. He got the worst one. Oh, fuck. Okay, 5th wave for Omaha. Okay, he was still, right, like, I think 5th wave at some of the other beaches, the fighting would have probably died down. At Omaha, however, I think by the 5th wave, they were still struggling, maybe? God, I'm really trying to remember the timeline of the fucking beaches, and I just can't.
Well, it was all chaos. I mean, it was just... But we were constant under fire. Constantly. Our first casualty was this Don Simmons. He was the last one.
Remembers the name. Oh. Damn.
Off the landing craft, and he was killed. And that was my first, what I'd say, death that I've seen, and seen a lot of dead soldiers. A lot of dead soldiers. And you try to forget all that. It's something you can't forget. This GI was sitting in a corner, and he was sitting on his helmet. He was a redhead. I'll never forget him. And he was holding his guts. He was just torn apart. And he was holding his guts like this. And he kept saying, "I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home." And I said, "I wish you luck." I don't know if he made it or not. Me and Frank Floriano, we had crawled up to this landing craft that was knocked out, and a shell had just landed behind us. That's when I got hit, and I caught a piece of shrapnel in my leg. I don't think we had that good of a training, really, but there was a lot of soldiers, you know that.
Wave after wave, the Allied troops continued to pour in. Although they suffered some 10,000 casualties, the Allies landed over 150,000 troops on the beach, overwhelming German forces and eventually winning the day.
I mean, 3 days later, we had to go back and clean up the bodies and whatnot. And they used to throw the bodies up in the pickup, bring them up to the where they were going to bury them. And they were piling them on top of one another. And Father Flanagan says, no, he says, you lay my boys down flat, individually. You treat them, he said, those are my boys. Every time I think about it, I get choked up. But he was always, tears running down, he was giving the last rites, you know. And he was, that was one of the things I really remember. Of course, we had to sleep. You gotta sleep. But the Germans wouldn't let us sleep. Flying the low planes, come down real slow. We thought we were gonna get strafed. They're just keeping us awake. But I slept though. I could sleep. I could really sleep. I just make the sign of the cross, say a good prayer, and says, if I wake up, I wake up. If I don't wake up, forget it. I was in a state of grace, and I'm all right. But other than that, I was all right.
Nono's state of grace would keep him throughout the war, from the push across France to the Battle of the Bulge, where he joined with 101st Airborne at Bastogne. Though he suffered frostbite due to the bitter cold, grace would eventually see him safely to the end of the war, when German forces finally surrendered in May of 1945.
So we finally board ship. I don't remember even coming home from Europe. It's weird. I don't remember the boat. I don't remember anything. All I remember was that it landed in New York and was discharged by an officer. And that was it.
It's wild, the things you remember vividly. And then, right, you would think that this moment, after going through so much hardship, war, and horror, that then this moment of you're home, you don't have to fight no more. You would think that that moment there would like be a moment that sticks with you, but for him it didn't. Oh, interesting.
In June of 2019, Nono was afforded a trip back to the beaches of Normandy, exactly 75 years after the D-Day invasion. This momentous occasion not only brought on a torrent of memories, but also much-needed closure.
It was quite interesting. That's when I found Don Simmons. I found his grave there. And that's a little prayer. I talk to kids. I go to some schools a lot of time. And I keep telling the kids, nothing glory about the wars, believe me. Horrible. Horrible. I was wounded at Normandy. I didn't care whether I got the medal or not, but my kids wanted it. My brother had one, Purple Heart. And they said, Dad says, you deserve it. You should get it. I said, all right, we'll try. Nobody believed me. I mean, they wanted to know, they want medical history. It had to be written down by medics. The medics would take care of me. He saw that I was wounded, so he wrapped me up, he fixed it up, but he was killed. My medics was killed shortly after that. It was 2 days later, I caught an infection. I had another medic look at it. He looked at it, cleaned me up. There was never made a report. There's never a medical report. I didn't go to what they call sick call every morning. You know, who the hell's going to go sick call every morning in Normandy? You know what I mean? I had a couple buddies. They wrote letters stating that I was wounded. Then I had my commanding officer. He wrote a letter. This went on for many, many, many years. That's when Zach came in. He worked, 2, 3 years. He wouldn't give up. In fact, I gave up. Even with Zach, I gave up. He said, no, he said, I'm not going to give up. And he worked hard. I finally got it. And they presented me with the award down here in Vegas. No, my kids are happy. I'm happy. So I survived. My kids, thank God I did. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
Oh, I forgot how emotional these videos can get. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot how tough these videos are to watch. Oh my god. It's been so long. Oh.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh from Memoirs of World War II, and I just want to say thank you for watching this episode.
But I remember.
Our goal is to capture as many World War II veteran stories as we can from all over the world, but we can't do it alone. If you'd like to help us in this mission, consider supporting us through Patreon.
Is there anything else at the no update on no anything? Okay. Ooh, pretty old man, but oh my god. That was Memoirs of World War II number 42. Impossible to forget D-Day 78 years later. This channel's just amazing, y'all. If you guys do not watch this channel, go fucking watch them. It's an amazing channel. What they're doing is just I've got no words for the only the best word to describe this channel is that it is just amazing. What they're doing, the quality content that they produce. Oh man, they're tough to watch though, videos. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. I will see you guys in the next. Peace.